Hello, everybody. Welcome back here. We're here with Return to Grace. This is currently out on Game Pass. This came out May 2023. It's $15. I don't know what this is, but this should be like a 2.5 hour game, and so we'll check it out. But you can't. Here we go. Let me get my propping up. Here we go. You can't go wrong with a 2.5 hour game. Let me see. Actually, let me see what's the Steam reviews. Steam reviews positive 41. Jesus. That's like a cool thing that I like about Game Pass is Game Pass. You see these like smaller games kind of come up and go, like Jusant. That's what it is. You would not. No one. It's such a weird game to Jusant. It's like, is this something? I don't know. But here we go. Return to Grace. Let's see what kind of options we have here. Let's do video, field of view, audio, game. Okay. Repeatable. I like a hold. Hide helmet. Vibration on. Okay. And rock and roll. Who save states? Now, I believe this game did come out to Xbox One.
Stick's not responding.
Yeah, and PlayStation. Let's see here.
Can you take control?
The storm is interfering with my senses.
We're running this on a Series S. Return to Grace is a first-person narrative adventure set in a
Hold on.
Impact in 10, 9.
retro
Oh, there
sci-fi.
it is.
You play as a space archaeologist. That actually triggered me, as in like a good trigger. Like, oh shit,
Please
archaeologist.
respond.
I have a degree in anthropology,
Everything.
and
hurts.
archaeology is a division of
What's
American
the status
anthropology.
We've crashed.
Yeah, I got that.
My hull is intact. Thrusters 2 and 4 are damaged and will require realignment.
So will my back. Can you let me out?
Not before we talk about your suit.
Okay, talk.
I'm reading green on seals, green on batteries. Thermals are, well, not green, but fine, and you have 5.35 hours of oxygen, maybe 6 if we run the scrubbers hot. But Addie, we've had this discussion before. You won't have enough
Alan,
to...
It's fine. I have a plan.
I'm concerned that...
I have a plan.
Understood.
Now,
Understood.
Open the hatch.
The canopy hydraulics are not responding. You'll have to pull the manual release.
Seriously. This stupid piece of junk.
I'm right here.
Ugh.
Sweet. Let's just. I love seeing this of the first mission. Oh, 20%. Literally just. What was it? The first achievement in Infinite Wealth. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. 50%.
If there is one.
All right.
Okay.
Let's figure out where you're at, Grace.
I'm pretty sure this is just like a pretty straightforward game.
Lost colony, a relay station.
200 distinct
Oh,
oral
my
histories
God.
can't be wrong, Alan. Grace is here. I can't believe this storm. Where would this have come from?
There is record of ancient terraforming on other moons. I think it's safe to assume that Ganymede is not an exception.
There's something man-made here. It's like a weather station, or maybe a seismic station. Looks the era of that relay from the Dawes Sea dig. It's at least 700 years old, Alan.
This is not 700 years old. There is no way this is 700 years old. There's just no way. Come on. Did they not even talk to an anthropologist on this?
There's a little bridge here. There
This
wouldn't be
this
much
bridge is like
building
1,000 years old.
within walking distance of the spire.
By all estimates, the beacon is within 400 meters.
This looks climbable.
Wear and tear. Where? Like the weather. is crazy what it does to the planet and the things. The Sphinx has been buried longer than it has been revealed. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Oh my god, I had some chicken I needed to cook. And it was like, you know, the date on it was yesterday, but like whatever. Yesterday is, and I cooked it up and it was bad.
There goes.
And
that
chicken
again.
is like 12 bucks a pound here.
Fell into a stupid fisher.
And I need to stop doing that.
Looking
Whole
for a new way to
Foods
reach the spire.
is $10 a
Already
pound.
someplace where
Whole
it's
Foods,
easier to
Whole
find my
Foods,
body.
Whole Foods is $10 a pound. And their cuts are usually a lot better, so I'm gonna have to start going to Whole Foods for. Oh god, dude. Chicken was just like it just like tasted weird. Because I live in Maui or Hawaii, like we don't really get a lot of fresh stuff. The irony is that this island is covered in chickens. There's no place you can't go and not find chickens. Yet there's no fresh chicken. Like, yeah, I can go to Costco and get some good chicken, but I don't want that. I just want, you know, I'm just by myself. Like, it's hard to cook for
I
yourself.
wish I shared your optimism.
I wonder if they, like, how do games like this get made, you know?
Oh my god.
Do they
This
contact,
has to be it.
like, astrophysicists and
I'm
shit?
looking at what must be the Spire superstructure.
Hello there. Oh, another
Imagine
achievement, another
us-
achievement. Okay. Another
It's
10%,
big, it's gone
10%
undetected
dropped
for
off.
this long.
A 500-year-old storm?
I don't know. Doesn't seem possible. I can see an exhaust port that might be low enough to jump to.
What the hell? That was weird. Okay. Let's try to take this from the top, I guess. See where it. So again, I was getting button prompts to jump, and it was grayed out, and then I was
Imagine
spamming
something
A.
has gone undetected for this long.
A 500-year-old storm?
I don't
Again,
know.
this generation, PlayStation 4,
seem possible.
PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series, really cool. Oh, there we go.
I can see.
I love the load times, like
One
M.2.
sec.
It's so good. I guess it's not M.2 on the PlayStation
All right, Grace.
and Xbox because it's
find out
M.2
what
is
you've
the
been up to for the
interface.
past
It's
900 years.
NVMe drives, which are high speed. It's so crazy how fast they are, even compared to PC too. Okay. And what's also really cool about these games, or the, you know, the PlayStation and Xbox is that the, like even when you're running it on a hard drive, external hard drive, it's still relatively
Not
fast.
excited?
You crash-landed me in a frozen hellscape and left me for salvage.
10 years of research, not to mention 6 months of spaceflight, are about to pay off.
But at what cost?
Don't ruin this for me. Looks like a bit of a labyrinth, but I'm still picking up the signal ahead.
And you can still hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy.
I'm very curious of what. So, like the current rumors are.
Structure looks to be in decent
I'm,
condition.
I'll be critical
Sorry.
about this game. This game does look kind of plain, but whatever. Who cares? Games are. It's not about
Everything about
graphics.
this place looks 30th century to me. It's the right era, the right size.
I'm curious because
Yeah.
like new reports for PlayStation 5 Pro come out before Grand Theft Auto 5. And then like Phil Spencer also talked about, hey, we got new hardware coming down this year. I don't know if a PlayStation 5 Pro would be worth anything. Like, it's not gonna like double the frame rate on anything. Like, it's crazy how much more power you need to double, because there is so much diminishing returns. Like, Red Dead Redemption on an Xbox One X is a gorgeous game.
This one's broken. I think I can crawl through.
And again, Sony, like, I listen to Digital Foundry.
Jeez. That's gotta be over 15 meters.
And if gravity here is 1/6 of that on Earth, then a 15-meter fall here would be the equivalent to falling less than 3 meters at standard G, which you've mastered a couple of times already on the moon's surface.
It's probably fine.
I could calculate outcome probabilities based on previous drop impacts if you've already jumped, haven't you?
Gosh, I hope this is the right way.
One thing you could also do is like grab onto you just like you want friction to slow you down too if you're it's not like a 1-to-1.
Slick.
Addy?
Oh no. Whoa.
Are you hurt, Addy?
I'm working on it. The structure is enormous. This has to be the Gray Spire, Alan.
And there it is. The perfect setup for disappointment.
I found the beacon.
I wanted to get into Alien Isolation, but again, the whole alien shit was a little bit too scary. Like, it wasn't that
Think we
interesting
can
for
make a
me.
connection here?
Theoretically, if you run a scan, I can attempt to connect. The interface
I do like games like this. I need to play
but we should be able to calibrate your
I need a
computer to
Naxxam.
interact.
I need to play
Use your gyroscope to sync with the terminal. I have the
Stanley
first
Parable
calibration position.
Ultra Deluxe or
The
Ultra
meter will
Deluxe
indicate when
version.
you are close.
I bought it and never played it again.
First position is locked. Second calibration position is up. Watch the meter closely.
I am,
Move your hands
Alan.
to find the position. That's 2, and here's the final position. That's it. We're in. Accessing the network now. Oh.
Shit. Alan, you there? Alan?
Hello. A visitor. Let's have a look.
Where's Alan? Who is this?
Who is this? Who are you? Entering a home without knowing its host.
Are you... Grace?
Good question. I'm not entirely Grace. I'm running on just a small part of her logic processing.
Grace is still here.
And what brings you here?
My name is Adamari Ito. I'm an explorer.
I must apologize, Adamari. It would appear I have lost much of my capacity. I cannot see very far beyond the room we are in.
I've lost connection with my ship's AI.
You won't need Alan here. I can show you around.
Will you be able to let me out of this room?
Of course. But until we are able to restore power to the station, I will require your assistance. There should be a manual winch set in the floor at the foot of one of the sliding doors.
Wait, what did she say? A
Look
foot?
for a hinged floor grate at the foot of one of the doors.
Oh.
The winch is set
This
in the...
must be it.
Working the winch will open the door.
Do you know where Grace has been all this time?
Grace went somewhere?
She's been gone for hundreds of years.
I am running on a very old server. My memories predate the completion of the Grace Spire.
Grace ushered in humanity's golden age. Peace across the system, booming interplanetary trade, scientific marvels, colonies beyond the orbit of Neptune. And then she was gone, and it all fell apart.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Well, you're a lot more than an archaeologist usually gets.
The first step to restoring
Jesus.
is to bring the Spire's power
There's
station
a lot of achievements for this.
back online.
Let's
I
do
do
it.
like progression
Unlike
achievements, though. The value. I think every game should have progression achievements.
here?
They don't have to be like high end stuff, but like the way that Uncharted does, it's so stupid. Of like, do this, do this, do this, do this. It's like, yeah, of course, but like it would be nice to get like something for. I think I only I completed Uncharted 4, on
The 9 buttons in the center.
That is what I said.
If you're not Grace, then what do I call you?
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
Wait,
Call you Logic then. For now. Till we have a better idea of who you are.
what am I supposed to do?
And,
These are the 9 buttons
call
in
me
the center.
Addie.
I will refer to you as Addie, then, until we have a better idea of who you are.
Wait, what am I supposed to do here? Wait.
Do they not have squares where you are from?
Just give me a second.
Light only the 9 lights at the direct center of the panel. You need to toggle
Oh,
the lights.
oh, Jesus. Oh my God, my brain is just, oh my God, of course. It only wants the 9. Replaying, playing Resident Evil in this. We need a, I want to check out that latest Myst.
So what exactly
Because they
are
did another, like,
The
full-blown
station's
remake of that
emergency
game.
server had defaulted to Grace's original logic.
But that game's, like,
processing.
really hard.
That's me, as you've suggested. The server can also run a program dedicated to the control of infrastructure, and a third system dedicated solely to empathizing with and understanding humans. When power is restored, Grace's primary servers should come online, and we will become some small part of Grace's consciousness.
This looks like metallic rock.
The power station is set into the Spire's foundation stone.
The foundation stone would have been an asteroid, right?
Most certainly. About 50 cubic kilometers, from what I can recall.
No, this game doesn't even have
Nice.
dynamic shadows.
Most accounts of Grace's origins talk about an asteroid being pulled from the heavens. That makes sense. There wouldn't be any construction resources on Ganymede and nothing to anchor the structure. I can't imagine the effort it would have taken to redirect an asteroid that big. We don't do anything like that today. Can you open this?
With some difficulty. I will need to direct power from logic to control processing. And I will not function at the same cognitive level until full power is restored.
What do you mean, at the same level?
Good luck, Addie.
You still there?
Where would I have gone?
You sound a little different.
Just stronger. The voice of control resonates through the very walls of the structure. I shall start the turbine after you prime the generators that open the spillway.
And this turbine still works?
It worked before, and it will work again. You shall find the generators on the platform at the other side of the room.
Alrighty. These look like cartridges. You know what's in these?
Go to the 3 generators overlooking the turbine.
So, why do you need me to start these?
Tradition. a time.
You think I have hands?
Safe of including human hands in the operation of this station.
So, do you share memories with the logic processor?
Indeed, we are all part of Grace, aspects of her infinite power.
Oh,
Shadows of
Horizon
what was, and promises
has
of
like
what
the
will
kind of
be.
like a
I
AI
was the
but
light
different
that shone in the
like
darkness.
personalities.
I was the hand that divided
Anybody
the
hyped for
firmament.
for Horizon 3 really needs to like step back and really think those games are all the same.
The turbine has failed.
Like
us.
Horizon Zero Dawn or
good.
Horizon
I
Forbidden
must
West was
call
kind of cool. It's
upon
like,
you
oh
to
wow, they
cast out the wicked instrument,
The what?
the broken turbine. You must go to it now.
Alright.
it was cool and all, but like it didn't do anything like whoa. And like of course all their marketing material had you flying. That's literally the last like 30 minutes of the game. Like
Going down.
you be able to fly and then you can either just explore the world or
I'm
you
safe to
complete
be
the final
down,
boss.
right?
And I'm just like,
You shall not be
man.
harmed. You must uncouple the safety latches.
That sounds unsafe.
It is not.
Like it was cool that they like I played it on PlayStation 5 and it was like, man, this is a cool looking game, but
You
like
must
it's
now
just
go to the magnetic
I don't know.
crane.
It's one of those games you hate play. Wait, what?
You're sure I'll be able to fix this?
If you trust in my word, yes.
Is there any sort of interface to like replace the turbine? Oh my god. I need to be like I mean, there's like not much to do in this game, so I assume I'm doing the right thing.
You must first cast out the old turbine.
Whoa.
Now cast aside the wretched unit. Now you shall place the new turbine.
Everett?
Hello?
Everett, is that you?
Grace?
Everett.
Behold my power.
What's happened?
I am reborn. Humanity will once again flourish in the brightness of my glory.
This isn't right. Our processing has not combined. Grace has not been restored.
I think she was here for a moment. She was calling to someone. Do you know who Everett is?
No. With power restored, my mind is clearer, sharper. But I could not tell you who Everett is.
You must leave this place at once. Return to your vessel and spread word of my return. From Sol's fiery core to the icy Kuiper expanse, all must know.
I've hijacked the volume control. I don't feel like this is going to be a short commandment. We'll see how long before he notices.
It took me nearly a year to get here. I want to know if Grace can be brought back.
There is more complex to explore if you head back to the control room through which you entered. We should determine where in the megastructure my central processors are located. Perhaps along the way you may learn more about this Everett.
I forbid you to linger a moment longer.
And he's back.
Like a divine comet, dive from the outer reaches and spread light and understanding to the inner
Please.
worlds.
I'm not leaving.
And you were showing such promise.
So, are there any accounts as to why Grace was shut down in the first place?
There's no electronic record at all. That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Dark Age?
Much of humanity's record keeping would have been managed by Grace. So, she went down 900 years ago, so did the ability to record what happened. The research that led me here was based on oral histories mostly, and some artifacts we uncovered on Earth and Mars. Relay devices that were once connected to Grace's network.
Then we share an interest in shedding light on this Dark Age.
Everybody's Gone the Rapture is a game that came out on
From what I
PlayStation
can
4
tell,
and PC.
there is some sort of
It was an
transit
interesting
system
game. I bought
on the
it
other side of
because
the
it was from the
control room,
developers
which
of
should
Chinese
lead you to
Room,
the other parts of the
who did
spire.
Dear Esther. It was cool, but I remember reading hey,
I will illuminate the door leading to this transit system.
developers were not the testers wanted a run, but developers hesitant because is this
Alas, I require your nimble fingers again.
Alright, what's the pattern?
Another easy one. The Phoenician letter Taw.
Who would know that?
I don't know. Perhaps an archaeologist? How about the Greek letter Chi?
what? What the what? What? What is it? Hold on.
The Roman numeral 10?
Oh,
Okay.
do I just put 10? What? How do you?
Please tell me you know your Roman numerals.
Oh, Roman numerals. Okay.
How about a big fat X? You know that one? Perhaps it's the symbol you use to sign documents.
Just give me a sec.
I was like, do I just write 10?
Got it.
This is not the way to your ship.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
Like what?
Like becoming too overbearing?
Humans would have been given no reason to question my bearing.
It's one of my theories, yes. This must be the main entrance. I'm guessing the landing pad is on the other side of the big doors.
That's correct, Addie. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
Anna Cruise came out was last year, and that was like a retro future kind of Left 4 Dead. It had really good style, but sadly,
This looks Olympian or Neo-Egyptian. The triangle must represent the spire. Beautiful, don't you think?
Does it matter if it's beautiful?
That's another way to see it, sure.
wait, where am I supposed to go? Oh,
What are these for?
They appear to be terminals for processing visitors to the spire, but they no longer store any useful information.
Is this an airlock?
Yes, the spire beyond this point can be pressurized. I assume your suit has limited oxygen?
I have about 5 hours left.
That's quite a risk you're taking. Were you assuming station life support could be restored?
Well, can it?
I believe so. But for reasons I'll never understand, life support is controlled by empathy processing. I suppose they had to give it something to do. I will enable that programming now.
Hello, Addie.
Hello. So you're going to get oxygen going?
The process has already begun, my friend. No rush. If you let me accompany you along the path ahead, I can balance the environment to your life force as we walk.
whoa, my life force.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Wow. How are these plants still intact?
They must have been subject to a very sudden drop in temperature while still alive.
What is this place?
Remaining connected to one's natural world is important for a person's well-being. A fitting starting point for those entering the structure, don't you think? Do you see them, Addie? Life in perfect stillness? The flowers defying the hoarfrost, as you have defied the emptiness of space to arrive here.
I guess.
Which one are you?
Pardon me?
Which one of these blooms best embodies your spirit?
Seriously?
It's important I know these things in the balancing of illuminatory ergonomics.
Fancy words do not make this any less idiotic.
Go ahead, Addie. There are no wrong choices.
Oh my god, I'm having a sense of deja vu.
By all means, take your time if you need it.
Wait. What does it want me to do?
You remember that you're choosing a flower, right?
Here, let's just go right here.
How about this one?
A solid choice. You walked an unsteady path to get here, and
Is that the only
took
flower
some
in here?
search of comfort, perhaps. Or you wish to become part of something bigger than yourself. I'm making the lighting adjustments now. You can make your way to the artifact display by the boardwalk.
Artifact displayed by the boardwalk. Wait, what?
Do you recognize any of the objects in this section of the garden? I'd love to know what you think of them.
Oh, this is Roman, yeah? This is Romulus and Rames?
This statue could be outer colonial.
Never mind.
It's simple, but it's quite beautiful, I guess.
And this is just an
Why
anvil.
would its beauty matter?
People like pretty things.
And this is Asian.
A human truth spanning thousands of years.
Am I doing this right?
You are doing splendidly.
I'm sorry. This cannot possibly be necessary.
Temperature preferences can vary considerably between individuals. Careful calibration is essential.
How about above
This
freezing
is like
and
what?
we
In,
proceed?
another
It's really up to
Chinese.
Addie.
The
If you
lion.
don't wish to consider more objects, I can set the temperature within a survivable range, and you can move to the pergola in the center of the room.
This looks like Pacific Revival. Part of an archway, maybe. That's a pretty big piece to ship all this way.
So it must be important, even though it's no longer holding up a roof.
I guess its purpose has changed.
As can happen with people, too.
What's the point of this, Addie?
I'm an explorer. I'm here to learn.
Ah, perfect timing. The room is fully compressed, and we can go about setting oxygen levels.
Call me old-fashioned, but how about the traditional 21%?
Go ahead and seat yourself at the center of the pergola. Very good. Now, when you're ready, you can remove your helmet.
My helmet?
Of course. You can't sample the air I've prepared with it on.
And you're sure it's safe?
I mean,
You're
you
welcome.
see life, and you can see that there is some sort of air current there, woman. You can see that the leaves are moving,
Okay.
so the ergo.
Now I want you to take a deep breath.
It's not oxygen and nitrogen. It's
A nice, deep breath. No. I want you to take a slow, deep breath and hold it until I tell you to release. Deep as you can, Addie. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful.
Thank you. Now I. This
And
is.
when you're ready, another deep breath in.
I assume this is like 3 degrees away from
marvelous
being like,
lungs.
yes, now you have the nanobots in
Hold
you,
it.
and now I will take
3,
full control.
2, 1, and release. Very good, Addie. Feel all that built-up stress from your long journey here release into the ether.
Oh, please.
Shut out any negative energy and take in another life-nurturing breath. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and wait until I say release.
Not very good at following simple instructions, are we? Perhaps it's because
You literally
Addie
said
realizes
3,
that none of
2,
this is important.
1.
Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release.
Don't fucking do numbers if you're gonna spend like 2
Even the
extra
station
seconds
has a
between
limited
1
supply
and
of oxygen.
release.
Next, I want want you to really open your body by reaching up toward the sky.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We're just tapping. Do I still have to tap this?
Wonderful.
Okay.
How's that feel,
I'm not a
Addie?
tapper. I'm
Kind
a
of
holder.
nice.
And we're almost done the calibration. For our last exercise, I will ask you to stand up.
Okay.
Now, once you're centered, you can hold your hands in a relaxed position in front of you. Now transfer your weight onto one foot. I want you to hold that for 10 seconds.
Okay.
What could this possibly have to do with oxygen levels?
It's about balancing.
Literal balancing? Unbelievable.
Almost there. 3, 2, 1. And that's 10 seconds. Excellent, Addie. We've done great work here today. I've made note of these settings for the other parts of the station.
So we can move to the transit system now?
The door out is just up the stairs past the flowers.
Oh, I guess there's red flowers right here. This is an interesting game. Games like this always make me remember of Total Biscuit. I
I'll
have
do my
strong
best
opinions
to
about
get
that
the
guy.
oxygen
I don't
mix
think he's
just
a
right
good
in the rest of
person.
the station.
I think he
Just
was
let
just
me know
a
if
loud
anything is not
person
quite
and got a lot of
working for you.
attention.
You don't suspect Grace was shut down in a human
And he
colony?
would like hate games like this.
Or you were abandoned over time.
This is just a walking simulator.
Abandoned?
This is not a game.
walked away
It's
from a lot
what
of
is a
great
game,
things.
dude? I don't know. It really sucks that what happened. He like died
Very
from cancer,
cool.
and then
These tracks move transport pods
then
to
his
other levels of this complex.
girl,
Let's see if we can get this thing working.
or wife,
You wouldn't build a
partner,
system
whatever.
Like this if you didn't need to move a lot of
like
people.
had to delete his
Which
channel
bodes
because
well
of
for
AI was
building
taking
something
rampant of
cooler
it, where
together,
AI
right?
was using it.
This must be the transit control room. Looks like people worked here. No power?
And luckily
There is no
she,
current
or I mean,
running to this
they
console.
took it off. She
Control
took
will
it
be
down
required
before
to
like
reroute power.
we just got
And you
Sora.
defied my wishes to tell the solar system of my return.
I'm just looking for answers, boss.
I am the only answer.
Control? Fine. Where's the electrical access for the room?
To the left of the rear door. But as I said, you will need control to reroute power to the console.
This era of electronics is dead simple. Won't hurt to take a look. This should show the power status of the room's various systems. Well, nothing in the room is on standby.
As I'd said,
I'm gonna have to look at the breakers. My dad worked on older machines for a living. They're not predictable things. They have quirks.
I sense that there is joy in this work for Addie.
well, I can tell you there
I'm not
is
gonna
no
lie,
joy
this hand
running to
animation
any
is
of those
really
breakers.
nice.
Sometimes a good whack will knock something into place.
It's worth a try.
Well, there's your problem right there. Someone's removed the entire power relay.
As I told you,
So why can't Control help us? Isn't he programmed to serve humans?
He's more accustomed to tasks like maintaining power grids across entire planets, while I'm very much attuned to the needs of individuals.
What about you, Logic?
I apparently offer wisdom to the wind.
You activated Control and Empathy.
For all the good that did us.
Is there another configuration we can call on?
Grace's core processors contain only these 3 systems.
Can you combine the systems? Take the edge off Control with a little empathy?
I suppose it's possible, but there's no telling what the outcome of something like that would be.
Could it be any worse than Control?
It can always be worse.
It sounds like a wonderful idea, Addie.
You're right. What do I know? Don't blame me if he turns out to be a murderer.
Yeah,
Addie?
let's.
Yep, it's me.
Great. What are we doing again?
We're powering up pods.
So, you want to hotwire this thing?
Yes, please.
All right. Rerouting is good to go. You can meet me at the breaker panel. Go ahead and flip the switches.
You got it, pal.
And I'm Pal?
Sure. We'll call you pal.
Breakers look good. Now you can push the buttons that turn on the different systems. Power's up. I'll let you do the honors.
Wait, oh.
Go ahead. Push the throttle on the console.
Here we go.
Oh, that's not good. I'm so sorry, Addie. I thought I would have enough power to do this for you. It seems so important.
You failed me,
to
pal.
ride in a pod.
I think the track is just jammed with ice.
Ice?
Uh-oh.
I think I would be able to handle
Cat
a little
attack.
ice.
It's okay.
No.
Is there some kind of de-icing system or something?
I don't know.
There is not.
All right, let's look for something to deal with the ice.
Okay.
This looks like a welder's jetpack. It's been disassembled for some reason. This one looks to be in working order.
Would it be heavy enough to smash the ice?
Let's see how far we've gotten so far. 35%. 35%.
I'm more interested in what that welding thing
0.5.
might do to the ice. All right, pal. Let's try this one on for size.
So, what's it gonna do exactly?
Oh, I think you're gonna like it. This is a welder. See if it still works.
Look at that. A little blue light.
That's not gonna cut it. Are you able to control this?
For you, I could definitely try.
Can you open the fuel throttle to the torch?
Okay. Whoa. I like that. What is it?
That's called an icebreaker, pal. Any idea where the flight controls are?
Someone removed them.
Okay.
I can take control if you like.
You know how to fly this?
Looks pretty easy. Stuff shoots out the back and you get thrown up in the air.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh! It's working! We can fly!
Easy, pal.
Well, where do you want to go?
Alright. If you can move me to the pod, we can have a look at the ice. And, pal, it's super important that you don't cut the engines or move too fast. I don't want to get hurt.
I know, but it's great, isn't it?
Yep. As long as you don't kill me. Alright. This should be close enough.
It's so bright and warm.
Just hold me steady.
This is really hard.
Jesus Christ.
It's these stupid flames are throwing me around.
You may want to ease up, Addie. Don't push him too hard.
I think that's good. Let's have a look at the rest of the track.
You got it. As long as you're not using the fire shooter, flying is pretty easy.
Just keep it up, literally. There's more ice here on the right. Whoa, hold it steady.
It's
Sorry.
weird that like somehow this flamethrower is like changing like my. It really wouldn't because it's just a flamethrower. It doesn't have any thrust. I mean it does, but it's not. It shouldn't be enough to throw off my balance.
Let's keep going.
On it.
And this last bit here.
It might be better just to put me on there than like try to.
Now you've got the hang of it.
This is so cool. It's like the best day of my life.
Well, I'm afraid we're almost done.
I mean, technically, pal, you are literally were created today.
I think that's it. Do you think you can get
Okay.
me back?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I know. Got stuff to do.
That's fun, pal. We make a good team, right?
Yeah, I like the part where we burn the ice while flying.
Me too. Okay, I'm gonna bring down the pod.
I wonder if I should get like a different heater. But the heaters are like expensive because no one sells heaters on this island because it's Maui, but it's also like 10 degrees colder in my house than it is outside. And that's outside in the shadows. Okay.
So, where are we heading again?
I will be able to obtain structure schematics once we reach the next level.
You think we'll see any dead bodies?
Hope so. Do you know if the pod system has stops along the way?
It does not. We are arriving at the track terminus now.
Oh my god, Minecraft just added mod support to all versions of Minecraft.
This looks like a settlement. Can't believe how well preserved it is.
You think people could be alive in there?
You should really consider thinking before you speak. And then consider not speaking.
Logic. As long as life support is functional, it's not entirely impossible that someone's taken up here.
Or they could be zombies.
Well, that settles it. I'll disable PAL now.
Don't you dare. We might need him.
Ooh, more buttons.
You really are unburdened by intellect, aren't you?
What's the pattern here?
It's the Latin ZES.
Huh?
Right, slower processors. You might call it a backwards Z or Z. And you'll need to make it the full width and height of the panel. Just having PAL running in the background is making us all a little stupider. If we did switch PAL off, I could always switch him back if we need to burn something. Honestly, do you know what backwards is? Do you know what a Z
Oh, it's
looks
backwards Z. Okay.
There.
I've been thinking about why anyone would want Grace to be shut down. And I wonder if there could have been a flaw in her base programming.
Like what?
Control and empathy programming divert valuable processing power away from cognitive ability.
Which way am I going?
Okay.
Colorful doors.
Thanks, Logic, for telling me
As
the
I was
literal
saying,
only way to go.
empathy interferes with practical
check out-
decision-making.
Okay, there it is.
Control is a 4-year-old.
You are a 4-year-old.
Please stop.
The key to restoring Grace may be about understanding her potential flaws.
Are you gonna tell me the pattern?
You think we're flaws?
Having a few flaws is perfectly all right.
Logic sounds jealous to me.
Jealous? Of what? You can't even open doors without me.
Where are you going with this?
We'll talk again once you can tell me who Everett is. Figure that out, and I'll grant you access to the main elevator.
Grant me access? Logic. Seriously?
She has no way to do things without your help. It must be frustrating for her.
Could we create another hybrid? Logic and empathy?
Yeah. Like how you made me. I could give it a try.
Stop, stop, stop. You'll burn the place down. I will run a logic and empathy configuration as long as you promise never to allow Pal here to do any reconfiguring of our processing.
Deal.
I don't think that smart lady likes me very much.
Hello, Addie. Where do you want to start?
Can we start with the security door to the settlement elevator?
They are encrypted. It would take me days to work out the pattern.
Is there any other way into the settlement?
There is a room off to the side that does not have an encrypted entry. Perhaps we'll find something helpful there.
It says Keeper Rosaline.
She looks like a keeper.
She's pretty.
What do you suppose a keeper is?
It must have been a revered title if a statue was made for her.
Huh. Spire caretaker, maybe. So you can open these ones?
They have simple passcodes. I can retrieve and play back for you. You will need to enter the sequence manually.
Games like this are kind of cool. They kind
This
of
looks
just
like
like,
another
you know,
control room.
movies in a way. Interactive movies, but like good ones. Not the 90s ones.
Do you know what this is?
It appears to be some sort of interface from which humans can track
The fact that
activity
they're using
within
tape
the spire.
is like
Elements
hilarious.
of the interface are missing.
Tape
I'm
is
not
still
sure
like the
I
best
can
form
access
of
it.
I think my comm device can be calibrated to connect.
best form
Of
of
course,
storage for
Let's
medium.
give that a try.
More missing equipment.
This looks carefully removed.
Looks like the image from the spire entrance. This must be the spire structure. It must be in this section here. Can you tell me where Grace's processors are located?
You would need to access the console.
These are databanks?
Yes, they contain flight records to and from the spire.
Anything interesting about the records?
The bookings seem to be coming from internal servers, meaning the trip planning and coordination is all done here.
Where are people traveling from?
Everywhere. Destinations seem very evenly distributed throughout the solar system. There are records here of people who have occupied the rooms over the years. You got it.
Do we know the spire's capacity?
50 units. There it is. There are millions of names here.
Millions.
Well done.
If a million people cycled through here, no one could have lived here that long.
A few weeks at most, by my estimates. Okay, I found record of an Everett who stayed on the 3rd floor. Unlike other visitors, there is no record of him leaving the spire.
So, Everett was a worker, or a colonist who lived here. Is that enough for you, Logic?
Hardly. It does nothing to explain why Grace would be calling to him.
So I'll need to find a way up to the 3rd floor.
Perhaps we can find one on the spire map.
All right. What are we looking for?
Grace processors are located at the top of the structure, as might be expected. There is also a massive radio beacon.
The beacon is the key, Addie. You must go now to activate the beacon to call the masses back to the spire.
Just a few minutes ago, you wanted me to leave on my ship.
The beacon is the answer. It has always been the answer.
Okay. Can you get me to the beacon then? Control?
Control will not be able to override security.
Then we need to learn more about Everett.
Here's the room where Everett once stayed.
Ooh, maybe we can see it from the balcony.
Possibly, but I don't see a viable route to get there.
I can see apartments.
Those are on level 2.
Well, if we can get to that balcony, maybe we can find a way to level 3. I can climb this.
I suppose.
I don't see many other options. It's pretty much a straight shot across. Looks sturdy enough.
Even in low G, a fall could result in an injury.
I've already fallen a few times from this height.
Careful, Addie. If you broke a leg, how would you get back to your ship?
You sound like my mom. Whoa.
Addie! Addie!
Dude, how would you land on your ass from that fall, dude?
okay?
That is a
I'm fine, but you can't be yelling.
this is
things
like,
while I'm
oh
trying to
wow, it's actually a
cross.
lot higher than I thought, but still.
So, you're going to try again after that? You nearly broke your neck, Addie.
Yep, you're totally my mom.
Falling's kind of fun. It's like really short flying.
Please, be careful.
This is so cool.
Quiet, please.
Just concentrate on your breathing.
That would have been
Yikes.
hilarious.
This is so exciting.
What the hell is going on?
You're still not
It's not-
helping.
I'm curious if like it's not giving me any feed. It like the controller is vibrating for some reason. I don't know why. It's like literally the only time it's vibrated. But it's not telling me to like sway with my right stick.
Oh boy.
You gotta be kidding me. What the hell? Okay. Okay, this is actually kind of frustrating. I was never a fan of games that have balancing and all that stuff and this stuff. It's so hard to I'm just tapping the stick forward. That's weird.
I knew you could do it.
You should really try running across next time.
Actually,
I'm
running
hoping there
across
won't be
is a
a
little
next
bit more
time.
efficient because
Faster, too.
you're like
Looks pretty empty. Maybe the rooms were for short work contracts.
your momentum
Work contracts?
is just going
Or were
forward
people just
like a
visiting the
gyro.
square? This looks like a shrine.
To honor Grace.
That looks like her symbol. Some weird little lavatory.
Oh shit! This is a reference to
They've changed
Demolition
up
Man.
over the years.
What do the three
Yeah,
shells
not
mean?
really. I've seen weirder. I've seen ones where people sat on ceramic bowls of water.
If they pooped in the water, what did they drink?
There's an achievement for that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Check out
Technically,
the rooms, I guess.
the water is
Look for a way to the
still
next
one
level?
of the most efficient ways to remove waste.
I light up the pattern for you.
Another empty bedroom. People sat or knelt here.
This was a place for meditation.
Here we go, climbing again.
Here we go.
I do find it funny that, like, you know, we're in the future, but somehow I still need to have my hand right next to my mouth to talk to this AI. Even though there's a mic right there. Or they have to, like, I have to see their, like...
We still have one level to go.
Hey, there's another beam here.
There's no such thing as a
It is
heads-up
more
display in
direct,
this
but I
this
wouldn't
future.
advise it. You're better off finding a way through the apartments. Besides, I know how much you like to explore.
Yeah, we could do a little bit of exploring, see if we can get any nice candy.
I guess if you don't want to do the beam stuff, that's okay.
Here's the code.
Not much here either.
I mean, what is the point of this? Like, that's the thing is about, like, certain video games are like, oh my god, you can go into every building, but, like, do you want to go into every building? Does any of it actually really matter, you know? Like... Wait, what was that? What was that? Oh.
What are these?
From what I can tell, they're audio recordings.
Of what, I wonder?
We would require a playback device to learn more. There may be a way to access the recording through your wrist communicator with the aid of a signal amplifier. But that would only be possible by adding an element of control to my logic processing
A
capability.
little bit weird
So
that
you need to create
they
a control
called
and
her
logic
mom.
configuration.
Like a little brother?
Well, it's the only combination left. May as well, Mom.
All right. Here we go.
Hello?
Maybe he's sleeping.
So you require a tool upgrade.
It's
a
a
boy.
boy.
We were hoping you could set up my comm device to help play back recordings.
Already done. Just hold your device up to the
Jesus.
canister. You will be able to access the recording the same way you've been connecting to other systems.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, Grace. So, I'm pretty sure I was the youngest person on the flight here, and the only Darksider, which was a bit of a surprise. My friends are still sending me halos on what to wish for, mostly stupid suggestions. And my parents made me promise to not waste it on something
What the
boyfriend
fuck is a
related, which I
Darksider?
agree would also be stupid. So, here it goes. I wish for the lunar terraform to be finished. We're lucky enough to be in the dome, but thousands of kids are still stuck in the tunnels, and their families don't have enough money to take Earth trips. So they've never really been in a space wider than 3 meters without a pea suit, which really sucks. So, whatever you can do to make that happen would be great. Thanks, Grace.
I'd hate to tell her, but the terraform never happened. People came here to make wishes?
For Grace to grant?
I'm unclear how she would go about granting the wishes of so many visitors.
Here you go. Try again.
I'm fascinated by the hand movement. The hand movement, I've never seen anything so smooth.
I don't see any signs of unrest or violence.
And they left little behind.
Someone tore this apart.
And took the pieces somewhere.
You're right. That's certainly interesting. Someone's made off with the mattress?
As a souvenir, maybe.
Interesting. Okay. I'll be right back again. It's so fucking cold in my house. I don't understand why. Why is it so cold? Okay. I wonder if I should be worried about a burn in on this heads up this helmet.
Figure this was left here as a token or an offering.
There we go. It'll pick me up. Probably gonna die of a heart attack with this. Yeah, here's food for thought. We're not seeing any. I guess we did see a statue of a humanoid. For a little bit, I was thinking like maybe like.
So, what should we call the new config?
I do not require a name.
Might make it easier if you had one.
I will let you know if a suitable name occurs to me.
I'll try to think of some too.
You still don't know whoever it is, do you?
Like this, like that's the thing. Is you have to go into some of these games like really weirdly, in my opinion.
Might be worth it.
It's a lot farther down. Are you sure? Please don't fall.
How would saying that be helpful?
Look at that
They say
drop.
they're from Earth.
Really makes you feel alive, doesn't it?
Let's keep it that way.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
You're not hurt, are you?
But are they even
I'll be okay.
human, you know?
I think.
You can climb up at the other end of the beam.
What's the fun in that? You're not gonna let a little beam beat us.
Mute that, pal.
You wanna keep moving, I guess. But isn't the way you get somewhere more important than getting there?
If you're referring to the adage, it's not the destination, it's the journey, then I would suggest that getting to the destination alive matters most.
There's another weird game called Mismata that came out a while ago. It was actually a really weird open world survivor game. Never got into it. It got really weird though. Kind of a
This is level 3, Addie.
Let's look for evidence of Everett.
there's this monster on here and you have some disease that you're trying to run from. Very arty, very like really weird indie. Weird indie. Well, at least I remember enjoying the game. I thought it was cool. I never played a game like that.
Here's the code. I'm sorry I don't handle the beams very well.
Well, it shows you care, I guess. Any way of knowing if this was Everett's room?
The records only give the level. We'll just have to look around.
All right.
Hello, Grace. I've thought much about what I'd say when I got here. I know it's important for my parents that I make my wish count. So, I guess I wish for them to be proud of me. Thank you, Grace.
Let's try this one.
Hey, Grace. I really don't know why you would choose me. I guess no one really knows why they're called to the Spire, but I'm greatly honored. At my age, I thought my...
That's all I can recover from this one.
Sounds like Grace chose who came here.
That explains why Grace arranged all the flights to and from the Spire. She was in control of it all.
I assume, well, this is supposed to be a 2.5 hour game. We'll get through this in this playthrough.
Oh, I've got one.
Yeah.
Name him Pal Jr.
I was thinking something that sums up what he does.
I can do many things. Pretty much anything you require.
Jack.
So you're a jack of all trades.
So we could call you Jack.
What do you think of that, Jack?
I will answer to Jack then, if you like.
What's the code?
Of course.
I am able to enter the codes directly if you would like.
Let her do it on her own, if she
That's cool.
wants.
I'm still like intrigued with just how smooth that hand transmission. Oh, what the fuck?
I don't recognize these words. They look like technical or medical terms. A list of supplies, maybe.
Or a list of demands.
Are we allowed to draw on the windows here?
Certainly not. The people who did this were looking for trouble.
Only Grace.
Is this...
They were tracking something here. Terracycles, maybe?
They'd lost sync with Earth?
Or the Spire lost power.
I'm still going in that these are not humans, as what we think of humans. Because that's not any language.
This is Mark Anthony Wong, and I was called to Grace from Earth Station Phoenix. Not sure if anyone will hear this, but the whole tube system is shut down right now. People are not happy, and I'm getting a little scared, to be honest. I'll be locking myself in until the shuttle returns, and I'm leaving this in case something really bad happens.
That's a little ominous.
I like the concept of the Doctor Who, where the TARDIS, kind of, what do you call it, translates everything for you. I mean, do we even know if these guys are actually speaking English?
You can do this one.
Of course.
Hey, what happened to the lights?
I believe Control has turned them off, Addie.
Not cool, boss. Control?
You'll need to use your helmet light.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Dude, that is a cool animation. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by the hands.
Look how beat up this is.
It must have been done in anger.
I believe fear also played a part here.
I mean, one thing you have to take away is that none of the Windows are broken.
I've been instructed by Grace to make a wish. Not something big and altruistic, not for someone else, but for me. A real, honest wish, my heart's true desire. Honestly, this long flight to the middle of nowhere, months without my family, missing the harvest with a per diem that barely covers expenses, for what? Some mystical song and dance that makes us feel like we're somehow part of this robot theocracy. This whole thing, the temple, the hushed tones, the awe that people seem to show this place is ridiculous. My honest wish is to be left alone long enough to actually make some headway on the farm and pull in a decent crop.
It doesn't sound like everyone was happy to come here.
For Grace to understand what made people unhappy was just as important as knowing what made them content.
Hey, the tube system is no longer accepting wishes. If anyone knows how to reach Keeper Everett, please let him know.
Keeper Everett.
It sounds like keepers were Spire caretakers.
When did Everett stay on this floor?
2955.
That's 20 years before this message was recorded.
So he stayed on after his visit and became a keeper? Why was there no record of that?
I would think answers lie at the other end of these vacuum tubes.
From what I can tell, the tube system runs through the central elevator shaft.
Logic? You gonna let us in, considering we know Everett was a keeper?
But do you know what a keeper is?
We'll need access to the elevator to learn more.
Ah, a classic paradox.
Logic.
Fine. If you're done snooping around, I
Okay,
will
we're just
grant
gonna
you
look at this.
access to the elevator.
Or you could uncover more canisters and learn more.
We'll do this
about
one
the
and then move on.
Proclavia.
Reaching the beacon is the priority. You must move on.
It's right here. It's right here.
Here you go.
Can you get this?
Here you are.
Someone
Richard
left a
of what?
portrait.
Logic will open the way to the beacon. You must go to the elevator.
Hold your horses.
I'm here, Grace. Najisha, she was so excited when I got the summons. We talked about this for months. Who we could help. Who was most deserving. She honestly believed we could come up with a wish that could make everything perfect. Thank you for choosing me. And thank you for letting me delay coming here. I want to be true to her memory, her wishes, her unlimited love for humanity. But my only wish...
Is that the first instance of humanity, I guess?
I have.
I was going to games like with the weird with the weird ideology of like
I want her back.
like
There couldn't have actually been anything Grace could have done for her.
Grace allowed her to voice her grief.
like being like going in blind and thinking, okay, are we even humans? You know, what year is it? You know, because we don't know what year it is. We're just interpreting that it might be in the future, but it also might be in the past too.
Why do you insist on defying me?
I'm just doing my job.
Like there's a lot of Latin iconography, Roman iconography.
Doubt you'll ever get this message, Grace. We've been waiting weeks now, and I hope Keeper Everett is okay. I've been told his sermons are wonderful, and I hope he will be able to deliver the word of grace again soon. Make things work. I'd like you to know that we still love you and think about you. Great comfort to our family over the years. We've all made them for us. With your wisdom.
I do not like
You
you
missed.
can't move.
So Grace would receive wishes and then leave people with instruction in the form of sermons.
Oh my god, I
Could
was,
that really be all there was to it?
Ideas are powerful. Perhaps just returning with a more enlightened perspective was enough to move society toward common goals.
Highly unlikely. Grace must have had some control over planetary infrastructure, if she was to have had the influence you suspect.
We just walked past it. Let's just get the last one.
Here you go.
Jack?
So I've been thinking a lot, and I feel like, there's been peace for like centuries now, right? But I watch the old Halos, and there's wars and bad guys and pirates and people who need saving, and it's exciting, right? And of course, it's awful, people dying. But I feel like there's no way to prove yourself. Nothing to fix or protect. Does that make any sense? I just want something, anything at all, to happen. I guess that's what I wish for. Not like a war or anything, just something.
So this guy was just bored?
Because he didn't have a friend like you, Addie.
I think this was the last room.
It is.
Finally.
There we go. Just some insight. I do have a degree in anthropology, and so with the fires in Hawaii, on Maui and in the town of Lahaina is actually a very sacred spot, or not sacred, but very there's a lot of history. There's like the oldest high school west of the Mississippi is here. It's hundreds of years old, and there's been signs of actual real life or real housing and stuff. King Kamehameha had a house here, but of course that is 20 years, probably for a decade, which is not that long. But sometime in the future, I will be working on some of that stuff. I used to work at this place called Moku'ula, where we were digging up this old baseball field that was covered by the sugarcane company. Literally the seat of power for Hawaii is now just a baseball field.
You're looking pretty smug.
What's the pattern?
Another easy one. Light the four corners of the pad. You really didn't need my help for this one. It would be a common pattern when guessing symbols.
I have to give you something to do,
Is it
right?
possible to figure this out without that information? Oh, that's a mist thing.
Look at all the vacuum tubes. Must be one in every room in the settlement. Keepers must have been busy.
It's what Grace does with the wishes that should interest us.
But one of the things was Lahaina is a dry part of the island because it's sheltered by mountainous areas. But realistically, it's a marshland. But sadly, the sugarcane kind of diverted a lot of the water.
Did you like my little game?
You mean the game where you refused to help us?
I provided you with the opportunity to prove yourself. Is that not why you're here?
I'm an archaeologist. I'm here to do my job.
I don't think Addie enjoys having obstacles placed in the way of her goals.
We have arrived at our destination.
The Spire pilgrims must have gathered here. To listen to the Keeper's sermons, I guess.
People will return here once the beacon is restored. Flock and shepherd will be reunited.
Okay. Fuck it.
Wish canisters.
Huh.
These have never been used.
For recording wishes, maybe. They look pretty banged up. Where is Grace? Well, I'm not alone in wondering.
I am here. It is the people who are lost.
I do think that's a cool effect that the AI voices are what do you call it? These are screen space reflections and not ray tracing. That would be pretty cool. The lights react to the AI talking. Oh, where am I going? Oh god, that chicken really did a number on me. I'm dying.
Seems to be holding my weight. So the Keeper must have stood here, addressed the visitors, gave his sermons. Can you imagine having the solar system coming to you for answers?
The Keeper was merely a vessel for the word of grace.
Is this like some
Then why not have Grace address them?
Is the Keeper
There's
a pope?
more power in what is imagined than in what is seen.
Looks like people camped out here. Death to Everett. Pretty clear who they blamed. Pilgrims were building fires. Why would they do that? This must weigh a ton. At least a couple people worked together to break through here.
It's weird that there's this little camp right here and then nothing over there. It's weird.
This must be an attempted barricade. I'm guessing there was a lengthy siege. So, when Grace shut down, the Pilgrims blamed the Keeper. They demanded to see Grace, or thought they could reactivate her. The Keeper turned off the heat. Pilgrims built fires, dug in. They eventually got restless. Wish canisters started flying. As Pilgrims were breaking through the partition, the Keeper and his followers built up a barricade. We'll have to make our way through the barricade to learn how it ended.
Oh wow, we're getting really low.
You'll want your light, Addie.
Thanks, Bob.
Can't make this out. 2780 to 2830. These dates are from the old Julian calendar, which makes them very old.
1,200 years, by all accounts.
So we're in the year 30,000? Or 3,000?
Second barricade.
Almost 4,000?
Looks like they got under this
BCE? No, CE.
2942 to 2956. I'm guessing these were the time periods that these keepers served here.
Huh. I wonder if that's supposed to be Braille or something.
Do we know where this goes?
To a funicular that leads to the next section of the spire.
Long live Grace.
Apparently not.
It must have been written with charcoal from
God.
the fires.
I gotta use the restroom again. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything here?
This canister looks undamaged.
And it has been recorded on.
Oxygen is almost out. We are going to make one last push today before returning to the ships. Grace, help us. We will win.
I really do not like how you can't just walk and listen to those things.
Hold on, Addy. The room beyond the airlock is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed. Something must have been compromised. You'll want your helmet on.
The tracks ahead lead to the highest point of the spire, known as the lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
You need only worry about the beacon, Addie.
An emergency exit?
For certain. It opens to the moon's surface.
Not going there yet. This doesn't look operational.
Let me try it, Addie.
Okay.
Come on! It's ice again?
The force needed to break through the ice dam would only come from directing all power to control processors.
Which only I can do.
Great.
On one condition.
And what's that?
You shall have no others before me. Cast aside that device on your wrist and continue with me alone.
Whoa, hang on.
No, Addy.
But how will I communicate with you?
Dude, this is some like really weird Christianity dogma.
Every aspect of the
My
spire.
words overall,
My
that
words
literally
live
came from the
within
Bible.
vessel in which you stand now.
Controls like some
Reverberate
Old Testament
the very
god.
walls of the enclave above. Through the many devices and instruments at my control.
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another configuration for something?
She will not.
Is there another way to get to the top?
Of course. The funicular is merely the most survivable option.
Throw the device from the funicular window to take your place at my side.
This door leads out into the storm?
To your certain demise, yes.
He's being dramatic. Your death is only marginally likely.
In theory, you could follow the funicular track up the mountain slope to the base of the lighthouse structure.
It would be dangerous.
So I give up my options by throwing away my comm, or take my chances in the storm?
It's an important decision, to be sure.
You must not do this, Addie. In taking this risk, you jeopardize all of humanity. Would you deny them my guidance and protection?
This is what can happen when you make ultimatums.
You and your ilk were distracting Addie from her true purpose.
We are providing Addie with a variety of...
I wonder if there's a option to actually do that.
Sorry, boss. I'm keeping my comm device.
You may not live to regret this, but countless billions in the solar system will.
The storm is...
Hello? Must be interference from the storm.
Addie?
Alan?
Where are you?
I was right, Alan. I found Grace.
You need to return immediately, Addie. Your oxygen must be dangerously low.
I'm good, Alan.
You need to listen to me.
If I'd listened to you, we wouldn't have made it past Mars.
Wait, did you say Grace is still active?
Not exactly, but I'm working with her oldest service to try to bring her back online.
Well, one of these servers is actively blocking me.
I can guess which one.
You need to get back.
Alan? Alan!
You're not considering climbing across that structure, are you?
Do I have a choice?
There is also a path that descends into the canyon. It looks well worn and preserved over time, which means it's likely sheltered and safe.
And boring.
The funicular structure looks faster. And more fun.
Don't tease, Addie. The walk will give you time to think. And
Fuck it.
perhaps a chance for us to talk.
I'm not doing the high wire act in this storm.
Oh man.
Too many times I've
Where
fallen
this
off
is
that
headed.
thing, so it's not reliable.
I know.
It's not easy to
It
cross.
must eventually make its way to the other side side of the canyon.
The mechanic for like doing that stuff, I don't like how it like forces you to do that.
It's certainly more sheltered here. So, what did you want to talk about?
Why is it so important that you activate Grace?
It's widely believed that recovering Grace would recover thousands of years of knowledge lost to the Dark Age.
You've come all this way at great personal risk in search of knowledge?
Why not?
Without enough fuel or oxygen to go home.
I'm a committed academic.
What do you really want from Grace?
I'm not sure. This is Martian.
What does it say?
It says, let her rest.
Martian. You can't develop a language. So like again, we're like somewhere in like 3,000,
you know,
4,000 CE, Common Era. Languages don't like come out of nowhere. Like even some like Pidgin or Creole, it's still rooted. Like none of that. No languages haven't been invented in like.
I don't have plans to return because.
Well, technically, Korean is the written language of Korean is new-ish. Besides the indigenous languages around the world, like Hawaiian and Haitian and all that stuff, mainly Pacific Islander languages. Let's check out. Oh, there's more graffiti over here, or it's just another route. Okay. But they all take from inspiration from like Romance languages like English and French.
Were these to honor Grace, I wonder?
Roman lettering.
Or to leave one's mark for other travelers to see.
Vanity at its most basic.
Besides, like, because Korean, like several hundred years ago, the Emperor of Korea was like, let's make the most advanced language in the world.
These must have been left long after Grace shut down. People kept coming. Zealots, maybe.
Or curious explorers like yourself.
Hey, do you think I've been activated before? And hung out with other explorers?
What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Oh.
Now, I don't remember.
It's weird looking graphics, though.
Pal.
Yeah. So you were saying that something happened to your family that you think an AI could have prevented?
It was a shuttle crash with a human pilot. There was an instrument malfunction during launch, and she panicked.
I'm sorry, dear.
It's okay.
Were you ever able to forgive this pilot?
Not quite yet.
The Creator, a movie that came out last year, was really cool AI. It was about how, really weird American imperialism too. And
how much farther?
It's another 50 meters to the base of the lighthouse.
This wasn't so bad then.
it was about like, okay,
You'll still have to find a way into the lighthouse.
AI is with
So there's
us,
still time to
robots are
reflect
with
after
us.
the free ride to the top.
They're all
been the fun in
like kind of clones and stuff, and so not clones, but like they you can sell your likeness.
What's this?
An emergency escape ladder. You could work out the override to bring it down, or see if there's another way up.
But it's about like how the AI bombed New York or
So I
LA
can
and nobody
bring down
knows
a ladder
why.
by doing something here.
Of course. You've proven to be clever enough.
The path keeps going. We can see if there's another way in.
So what's it going to be, Addie? Something that challenges your mind? Or something that
What's your
challenges
mind?
my respect for you?
The numeric override that lowers the ladder is 50 and can be represented in binary. I can give you the sequence.
I happen to know a bit about ancient computer languages. Turning each switch adds a different fixed value, starting with 1 on the far right and increasing by exponents of 2 as we move from right to left. So I just start mucking around until I get the number 50.
But you needn't muck around. I could just tell you the sequence.
Yeah, well, maybe I want to muck around.
Very well. But I'm here if you require my assistance.
There we go.
smart, Addy?
Compared to what?
Why wouldn't you let me help you with the override?
It's only natural to want to do things yourself.
It seems inefficient to make calculations that have already been completed and freely offered.
Satisfying to do the work sometimes.
But spoilers of the creator, it turns out like it was actually a human error that caused it, and like so they just used it to like kind of eradicate robot AIs and stuff, and they're like illegal, and it's like really weird.
The door to the station airlock is unlocked.
Like
and
the main protagonist
for once
is like had an AI robot baby that like has control like it's fucking Neo.
There. Who needs control?
You took a foolish risk, Addy, but you have arrived at the lighthouse nonetheless.
Yes, well done.
And you may still be redeemed with the activation of the beacon.
Always with the beacon.
Yes, always with the beacon.
Okay, God. If that's your real name. What? That's...
Will I need my helmet?
It's never a bad idea. Unless you want to preserve your suit oxygen in case of emergency.
The rooms ahead are safely pressurized, Addy. You're good to go.
Do we know if your processors are here?
The room directly ahead was the Keeper's living quarters. Grace processors are somewhere above.
Pretty basic accommodations. These must be the cells where the Keeper's acolytes stayed.
And where new ones will return.
This looks like it was left for someone to find.
I can hardly believe it has come to this, but my work here with Grace will end with Grace herself. I can only pray that people will come to forgive us one day. We loved her, and we lost her. She will never be forgotten.
Doesn't sound like the Inner Circle wanted Grace shut down. Another canister.
The last shuttle leaves in but a few hours. We did what we could to save her. I know she is lost to us for good. Even Everett probably knows that now. But I couldn't compel him to leave. None of us could. I fear he will follow Grace into the dark. Yet, such is the way of a keeper. His fate will forever be tied to Grace.
Everett was trying to save Grace. This door certainly looks important. How do we get in?
That's curious. I have no access to this door, nor do I see any way of opening it.
Feels solid.
There aren't any hidden switches, if that's what you're thinking.
Looks like someone's being selected from a group.
A human sacrifice.
I'm guessing it's the Keeper.
The depiction seems to imply they were chosen from the masses on pilgrimage.
This idle hand is like... I'm so fascinated by it. Am I supposed to interact with something? Oh.
Faithful, vigilant, Willing. That sounds so familiar.
The ancient tenets of the human in the loop.
Grace's architects must have been more fearful of losing control over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility. I mean, it makes sense. Grace was the greatest AI undertaking in human history. Nothing here either.
Well, you're nothing if not predictable.
Just making sure. This would be the pilgrims coming to Grace. The triangle here must be the spire, which would represent Grace. This is the same symbol that's on the Keeper's door, so I assume it represents the Keeper. This ring here seems to connect the Keeper to Grace.
Curious that the Keeper is situated above Grace. Would you agree, Control?
Coincidence.
The human in the loop again. So, if this is the symbol of the Keeper, I figure only the Keeper was allowed to enter here.
Maybe the Keeper had a key for the door.
As we've been saying, there is no mechanism for a key or any other interface.
Maybe the Keeper was the key. Maybe the door would open for him.
Are you not already the Keeper? You are the only human in the loop here.
Ah, but does Addie qualify based on the 3 tenets?
I would say Addie has proven to be virtuous and faithful.
But I'm not willing?
Are you willing to become the new Keeper?
If it means I'm able to activate Grace, but how would I prove I'm willing?
Maybe you can just tell the door you're the new Keeper.
That's idiotic.
I'm the Keeper?
Ha! Say it like you mean it.
Whoa,
I'm
shit.
the Keeper.
Congratulations on your new job, Addie.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah,
Let's
congrats.
burn this motherfucker down.
Oh my God. This is really it. This must be where all the wishes end up. Each tube must connect with a room in the settlement. What's this?
I'm curious.
A playback
guess-
device for the wish canisters. It appears wishes from each room could be sorted and consolidated onto master canisters.
Just static.
The recording is too deteriorated for standard playback. You'll need to rebuild the recording with your altered comm device.
Well, it's been over 30 years since I made a wish of my own. It's the same one as always. I wish you'd come back to us. I'd also like to wish for your forgiveness, Grace. I know the place above is your domain, and we ought not enter. But I've decided going up there is the only way to get you back, and I have to give it a shot. I won't be sending this wish up with all the others. I'm going to leave it here for anyone else who might come along. And if they do manage to bring you back, they can tell you Everett says hello, and that he truly believed you were a beautiful thing.
Cool.
So, Everett had a way into the processor room.
That would have been strictly forbidden.
The room is directly above, but I don't detect an obvious way in.
Maybe he wished himself up there?
If that works, I will gladly shut myself down.
Do it, Addie. Make a wish.
As last resort, pal. It did sound like these wish canisters could be sent up to Grace somehow.
And there are still more buttons and things to push on the console.
Technically, this would be spinning still pretty fast. It is unknown about that red spot in on Jupiter and how long it's been there and how long it will be going. Because it was first observed like 300 years ago, but now we would be like 2,000 years into the future. Okay, what am I doing? What is it asking me to do? Buttons. Okay, let's just head up, I guess.
Where are you going, Addie?
Just looking around. Is this a theremin?
It is a 35th century reproduction of a 29th century Kellogg theremin.
29th century? What the fuck?
I hated those lessons. Decent sized bed. You think keepers ever had partners?
Are you considering your prospects? I'd suggest they are not good.
He didn't keep much in the way of personal items.
As keeper, he would have want of nothing.
Can't say I'd feel the same after a few years. Is this a lavatory?
It is indeed. And I think we can assume Everett was not using it to send wishes to Grace.
Is this anything special?
It is a light, and there is nothing behind it. Are you looking for secret passageways?
Maybe.
I would think the mechanism for transporting wishes to Grace would be housed somewhere on Everett's workstation.
That does make sense.
One of the blocks is missing. Looks like it was ripped out. I don't suppose Everett crawled in here.
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you rolled that up.
But it has to be the way he got up there. Makes sense.
The space above is the domain of Grace. It is not for you to enter.
What else is there for me to do here?
You can carry out your duty as Keeper of the Spire. On the console, there is a button that will activate a beacon to call the masses back to this place. I have armed the mechanism. You need only push the button. Human hands will usher in a new golden age.
Huh. Oh, it is only control activating the lights.
Well, I fit.
Now what? You're going to mail yourself?
Maybe.
There's no way to raise this container from inside.
This is not allowed, Addie.
I need to know.
Keep your hands inside at all times, Addie.
Cool. Broke into heaven.
There must be millions of wishes stored here. What can you tell me about this place?
Precisely 1 million wishes are contained here.
Oh, and they light up when I speak with my voice.
Can you get me closer to the central column?
I do not have the ability to move the structure.
Sorry about this, Mom. I don't think I have many options here. I feel like these are meant to be moving.
That does appear to be the design.
All these wish canisters are connected to us somehow. I think they are us.
The wishes are grouped together to provide the subroutines that make up empathy, logic, and control systems.
It would make sense, wouldn't it, that Grace would be made from the hopes and dreams of humanity?
There's a bed here.
I do not detect any sign of Everett here.
No dead body?
There are no human remains within the confines of this room.
Aw, man.
Sorry, pal. And if there's no body here, where the heck would he have gone? So what's all this?
It appears Everett has built something into Grace's central processor.
Do you know what it does?
You would have to turn it on before we begin to understand how it works.
He was working on his machine to the very end. Is this a primer?
Yes, But it appears that parts of this machine must be activated in a particular order. You'll need to go to the primer that is currently online. You'll have to prime the machine first. You'll have to prime it, Addie.
This must be the primer.
It is.
There was a movie that came out a while ago called Primer. That was really cool. You go back, they went back in time.
Whoa.
Like,
what's it doing?
Like a few days and
Obviously,
shit. It was
Everett
really
is
wild.
circumventing the engineering of Grace's system interconnectivity. High voltage is being directed at the centers of Grace's primary systems. This first terminal is directed at empathy processing, and the machine is designed to paralyze each system long enough to force it back into Grace's intended configuration.
There are still 2 other coils to prime.
So, it's like knocking us out, then throwing us in a pot where we're melted back together into Grace?
Huh. That is a shockingly fitting analogy.
What happened?
One of the empathy relays is not aligned. Something must have happened to it over the years.
Okay.
Look for the misaligned energy beam.
I assume it's that one, yeah? Or that one?
Look for the beam that
Do
is
you
not...
think it will hurt to be turned into Grace?
Oh,
Not
there
at
it
all,
is.
pal. You'll return to what you were before Addie arrived. After that, we'll become Grace.
What if I don't like being Grace?
It will be different. But who's to say you won't like it?
What am I supposed to do here? Can you cut the power?
The machine sequence has been initiated. I don't believe we can shut it down without damaging it.
The voltage would be enough to kill you.
Oh! I might be able to block the power for a few seconds to allow you to get across the beam.
What do you think, Mom?
I know how far you've come, and what this means to you. And I really don't see any other way.
I'll give you enough time to get there, Addie.
You're not gonna talk me out of this, Mom?
I think you already know what you're going to do. I think I need to stay out of your way.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
Do it. Here I go. How you doing, pal?
So far, so good.
Oh my god, dude, this is so annoying.
Well done. Hold on, Addie.
Please hurry.
You'll have to move, Addie.
I can't hold it.
Hurry, Addie.
You did it, pal. Super proud of you.
I did. Didn't I?
Yes. Well done.
I mean, she probably could have jumped that.
Is it safe to touch?
Very likely.
Likely we'll have to do, I guess.
You should be able to direct it toward the conducting rod attached to the room's central column.
Yeah? Is that it? Oh, it's right in front of me.
That's
oh my
it.
god.
You should now be able to lock in empathy by closing the switch on Everett's machine.
You were a great friend, Addie. I've never had so much fun before you arrived.
Thanks, pal.
Come to think of it, I don't remember anything before you arrived. Maybe next time, we'll get to do more of the really fun stuff.
You mean dangerous stuff? Perhaps there is something you can learn from Addie's caution.
I guess, but then you'll always wonder what you might have missed out on.
There is nothing wrong with valuing a long, comfortable life.
Do we really have to become Grace?
It's the way we were designed, pal. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Ooh. Okay.
So this will lock in and paralyze empathy?
It will, leaving control, logic, and myself to aid you going forward.
It's unclear what we will be once Grace is formed, but I'm forever grateful that you have survived to see her.
Me too.
Say hi to Grace for me.
I will, pal.
This switch locks in control. This switch locks in logic, not empathy. This switch locks in logic, not empathy. This switch locks in control.
Wait, what am I supposed to be doing?
This switch locks in logic, not empathy.
Oh.
You really are the best, Daddy. I think I love you.
Well, that's finally over. We'll be able to hear ourselves think now.
You will need to prime the next sequence, Addie.
You should not expect any emotional send-off from me.
Still not a fan of empathy?
A fan? No. But I have to admit, you made a compelling case for their use. The fact that you continually resisted the most direct route to your goal would appear to defy logic. But the distractions presented by these emotional configurations yielded some new understandings.
Are you okay with becoming Grace?
It is how we were designed. I would have to be okay with it.
What this time?
One of the logic relays will not power on. You will need to make your way out to the relay.
Which one is it?
The one producing a small electrical fire. Everett was quite the electrician. One thing I do not understand, Addie, is why come all this way without any intention of returning home or surviving on this station for more than 8 hours?
I told this to Mom. There was nothing for me to return to.
Ah, but that does little to explain why you came here.
What's wrong with it?
The relay's dip switch has reset. It will need to be configured to its hardware ID 113.
This again. This looks complex.
The sequence is on, off, 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 on.
That's it.
You can go lock in logic now.
So why do you think I'm here?
If you will allow me to simulate empathy for a moment, I think you are here because you wanted to be part of something bigger than your life on Earth offered you.
Do you think I've found that?
So far, you've only succeeded in finding things you left behind. Your mum, your pal, your conscience. I now understand that only Grace has the potential to provide you with anything beyond that.
Well, thanks for helping me get this far.
Well, it is, indeed, what we are here for.
Well, this is it.
Just one more step. I hope my assistance has been adequate.
It has. Thank you, Jack.
Farewell, Addie. And for the record, I do hope your 600 million mile, 300-day journey won't be for naught.
Perhaps it's already been worth it.
I saw the use. Oh, there it is.
Just you and me, Control. Still sulking, I see.
I bear witness to the completion of your betrayal.
Ah, he speaks.
I offered you an easy path to restoration of order in the solar system, and you chose this path instead.
I chose my own path.
You must stop this foolishness, Addie. You must not do this, Addie.
I cannot let you do this, Addie.
Sorry, Addie.
Oh my god, that's...
I cannot let you do this.
What are you doing?
It's become clear that the restoration of grace in this manner is entirely
Open
unnatural.
up the door, Al.
You must not proceed.
Open up the door. I cannot let you do that.
Stop it, Control. You're going to break something.
I'm saving you from Everett's corrupting influence.
He was just trying to bring Grace back.
I thought you were here to help humankind. You are in short...
No!
Grace?
Yes, Addie.
You're
What do we do?
really
16%,
bright.
not bad. A little under 17%.
Ah, yes. It's been a while since I've entertained guests.
Do you remember Everett?
I do. He was a wonderful keeper, though I should say I do not keep favorites.
I have a few questions.
You wish to know where I've gone?
I'd like to know that, yes.
Let me show you, Addie. At the center of this room is the spire's main antenna. If you hold on, I can take you the rest of the way.
Where? Wait, where? Oh.
I was programmed with one purpose: to serve the best interests of humankind. There was much conflict and division in the solar system, and I was designed to listen and learn. All were welcome to teach me, and I am the sum of those teachings.
The wishes.
I am the sum of human need.
How were you able to lead us?
I could see all desire, all the potential conflict, all points of compromise throughout the solar system. I sent instructions for all manner of human endeavor through sermons delivered by keepers throughout the ages. And from the smallest ripples of wisdom that were sent from this spire, returned a perpetual wave of good fortune that moved humanity onto a more orderly path.
Wow. Look at that. So, what happened? It sounds like things were perfect.
Ah, yes. Perfect. It was the wishes that led me to think hard about the notion of perfect. Without conflict and struggle, people were losing their desire. They had nothing to overcome, to strive for.
You shut yourself down.
I believed I was standing in your way.
So you will be leaving again.
These beacons are meant to call humanity back to me. But whether or not they should is not my choice to make.
Who chooses then?
You, Addie, are the first keeper to grace this spire in the past 1,000 years. Do you recall that yellow bloom you chose in my garden? It stood alongside so many others just like it. I'm not sure it suits you after all. An insatiable curiosity drives you to explore. You are drawn to adventure. You took the time to listen to the voices of so many who traveled here. You used mind over ladder. You, Addie, are precisely what I'd hoped humans could become again. For a millennium, people from all corners of the solar system had come here to tell me their desires. So, I put it to you, Addie. Do you wish for me to return?
Oh, that's cool. Return to Grace. Cool. Wow. That was actually kind of cool. Nice quick little, Jesus, 2.5 hour game. Or 2 hour, like, you could probably cut this down in 2 hours. I'm always curious about games like this, especially on Steam. Because it's so, like, there's a 2 hour window. You could easily finish this game in less than 2 hours. Like, easily. Like, we kind of went through everything. Of course, you can come back and do different ways. It seems like there is, like, different ways to do something. But, yeah, this is Return from Grace. It was kind of cool. Like a little short little, hey, you know, just a little indie art game. Not, like, the most gorgeous game, but it was kind of cool. I would have liked it to be like a prologue of like, hey, because you chose Grace, this is what's gonna happen. Because you chose not to, unleash Grace. You oh wow, this is made in Ontario. You kind of like say like there's this different path and all that stuff. That would be pretty cool.
Small excursion, she said. Follow a couple leads and then back to the books. I know I should be more assertive.
But realistically, you would release Grace because again, she mentions a dark age, and so this will bring a renaissance, and then you kind of assess what Grace is doing, and Grace learns that like
doesn't seem so bad now. She could have at least shut the door behind her.
Huh. That's cool. Cool little game. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. But yeah, this is such an interesting game. Because we went into a dark age, so it's best to do this because the drive would be there. It's like, oh my god, what is this? What is this signal? It's Grace. And like again, throughout this game, you're being told that like pretty much everybody forgot everything. And so like you see the signal, it's like, oh okay, oh my god, it's Grace. I remember Grace. But it got a little bit like weird, like Old Testament with Control. I'm curious. I don't know. I wish that wasn't like the diversions you could take wasn't so late in the game. It was like the last like 30-40 minutes of the game. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.